confirm that. Okay. Let's go ahead and begin then. Now is the time of our discontent. Let's see. What happened last time? I believe last time, everyone had decided that it would be a fantastic idea to lure the orcs out in a part, and then try to ambush them. And that did not quite work out as intended.
The dice
Yeah,
were not
well,
with us.
The dice weren't with you, and they were, in fact, formidable warriors who were looking for a fight. And having gotten exactly what they wanted, uh, Gustav's unconscious body is dragged away while Conrad gets absolutely devoured, and that weird Skaven thing was simply never seen from again.
And now I think a better option would have been me leading them to the forest and just lose them there. Seeing how stupid they were.
Given that, though, of course, Alexa, you are dragging Gustav with you, and you get up to, your horse and Conrad's horse, throw Gustav in the back, and, well, the world is your, is at your command right now. But
we need to get out of here. We
you
are
are, of course,
badly
at the
injured.
mine right now, and you do
Yes.
have to leave, and you might have to avoid some ambushes on your way out.
Counting on you.
If that is your plan, of course. I mean, you could always, like, completely surprise me, but I've sort of anticipated that being the plan.
Yeah, so as far as the options go, we can either try to return to mid if we don't get ambushed. We can try to hide out and heal up for any given amount of time. I just don't know. I don't have any skills to do that, and I don't think anybody who's left does. So I guess we'll try to get away from the mine for now, and try to hide in the woods to tend to our wounds and wait for Gustav to wake up. Did you get that?
Alright, so you're going to
Okay.
try to hide in the woods. Are you going to move anywhere on the map that is before us now? Or are you going to just, like, move 30 meters down the way and hide there?
I guess we'll move away from the mine, but kind of hug them. Let's see here. Let me push it.
Alright. It would take about, an hour to go 3.5, so looking at that, that's about an hour movement, and that will get you to a much heavier section of the forest. However,
Okay.
you might still intercept things.
Uh-oh.
Someone, Kadesi is with them?
I think so.
Yeah, I don't know where Kadesi went.
I think Kadesi ran with you, or at least that's how I was describing it. She also ran in the same direction and would have met the cart. Unless Kadesi has a different plan. Kadesi?
Yeah, that's what I did.
I didn't quite catch that.
Oh, I said that's what I did.
Okay, cool. So let's see. Do checking my chart just to make sure. And the chart says you're good. You do not see anyone following you and attempting to murder you. So you have to be good. You are in a denser part of the forest, and you can attempt to hide yourself. Maybe concealing yourself from in the terrain, and just staying still and hoping to wait it all out.
Okay. Yeah, I suppose Alexa is it's at 0 wounds, so she's heavily injured. As is Gustav. So I guess
Yeah.
I don't know how to heal. So I guess she'll get us to a place that's relatively she thinks is better. I can certainly try to conceal things.
Well, if you want, you can make a concealment check, or Kadesi could even, because I believe she's good at that. And with a plus 20 bonus, because this is a heavily forested part of the terrain.
Yep, I can do that.
Yeah,
Let's
of
give it a
course
go.
I roll a 93.
Oh boy. We're gonna die.
We're great at this.
There we go. Just had to mute my phone before I get too many birthday messages. There we go. Well, it seems that you do not quite manage to, well, hide your forms too well. However, you are at least going to attempt to continue to just rest here, and that's going to be the plan for the day, isn't it?
Yeah.
So I'm going to go ahead and roll a little bit until we reach sundown. I believe it is something around 4 o'clock given the amount of overland movement that has happened so far. So let's go ahead and get another roll. And this one merits... Okay. Go ahead and make a perception check.
Wandering dragon. Avatar of corn.
If it's nighttime, wait, I get 10% a bonus on sight.
Indeed, you can go ahead and add that into your roll.
Sometimes Roll20 just hates you, though.
Yeah, this is one of those days.
It was a positive 10, right?
Yeah.
There we go. Okay. So let's go ahead and change up maps for a moment, because stuff's gonna happen. Which map was it? I think this one? No, wrong one. Was it Wilderness? Here we go. Alright, I'm gonna remove this. That wasn't necessary. We have, you guys in the middle of the forest. Alexa, Gustav. I'm gonna move to the top.
Gustav's so damaged that his hair turned brown again.
Yeah.
He shit
Jess
his
is
head.
over here. Mary's with you. So are the horses, of which there's one for the cart, one for you, and one for Conrad. They're going to be over here around the tree. Let's see, and how far is this? Oh, let me go ahead and turn off the grid too. Or, well, after I do this. Doop-a-doop. Okay, and now turning off the grid so that we have some extra fun. Bam. Alright. So you are out here making your camp, trying to conceal yourself in the terrain. And you do not notice very much until you hear howls in the distance. Very, very nearby.
Oh boy.
No, it might be just owls.
Hoot hoot.
That's a good point.
Yes,
Hoot.
Gustav awake yet?
completely disembodied howls.
Has Gustav recovered yet?
Yeah. Is he
Great
awake?
question.
Gustav, give me a toughness roll to regain consciousness.
Oh,
I see Fluffy's appearing.
nope. Gustav is sleeping.
You are, in fact, still unconscious.
You know what they say,
Your
sleep
wound
a
is great,
concussion.
the pain immense, and every time you start to rouse a little bit, you go back out due to the pain. Perhaps if someone treated your injuries.
Nah, you know what they say, you should always sleep a concussion.
I think I've heard that before.
Yeah,
Those
I know.
people did hate me, though.
And I make sure I got this.
I feel a bit woozy, guys. That's alright, go to sleep.
Alright. And though you have not noticed much more than the howls, you start to realize, as you see fur right behind the trees, you might be a little surrounded.
Uh-oh.
What do you do?
Do we have a campfire because it's night and we're setting up camp?
It's not night just yet. And the obvious thing to point out, of course, is that smoke would draw attention to you as you were trying to hide. It is currently about 5 o'clock.
This is assuming you get a smoky type of wood. Some wood doesn't smoke all that much.
Yeah, that's true. Well, we can roll outdoor survival for that later.
Either way, I would prefer not to get into a fight. So if these are fluffy boys, then I want to see if I can do charm animal.
Go ahead. It looks like they are getting ready for something, and you can only imagine what here. Gustav is a truth.
Oh, thank God.
Alright, so go ahead and describe how you are pacifying these, territorial pack animals that are surrounding you.
I'm gonna put my hands up and say, "Easy, little fella, easy. We're not here to hurt you. Come on, we're not gonna hurt you. Easy, calm down."
They all, keep their distance for a bit as you sort of stand tall and put up your hands. And it seems to be just enough to make them wary, especially considering the, light ember of a fire that you have going right now to keep warm.
And I'll tell them, just like, speak as though that they could understand me. It's like, we're not here to hurt you. We just want to be left alone.
They sort of shift around a little bit, changing positions. You can hear one of them scramble down the cliff a little bit. And of course the one of them seems to be getting a little bit closer. Closer and closer to the horses, of all things.
Okay, and I'll
Uh,
say, nope, can't have that.
No, bad dog.
It's a bad puppy.
bad murder puppy.
What are you going to do? Are you going to position yourself in front of the horses?
Yes.
Alright. As they start getting close, they see you, and they will go ahead and stop as they watch you put yourself between them and the horses. However, it doesn't look like they're interested in moving on.
I'll say, Kadesi, get some dried meat or something.
Don't think we have any, right?
Well, we got some
probably had
jerky in the
supplies in the
cart.
Ooh. My ears.
Oh, sorry.
Probably some travel rations of whatnot. That's of meat of some variety. This is the Empire, so they do have sausages.
Gustav's gonna wake up without a foot.
No, he doesn't have diabetes.
Mary will go ahead and rifle through the cart and its supplies that she's well aware of, and help pull out a few sausages and pieces of jerky.
Alexa will take him and say, and kind of toss it to the wolf and say, "Here you go, fella. Here's a good boy."
All right. Go ahead and make a handle animal check and do it with a plus 30. Or charm animal, I guess.
Hey, oh boy. But
Oof.
look at the bright side. If you kill one wolf, you can apply to become a priest of Ulfric.
I'll fortune point it with my last fortune point.
A good idea. You will toss it in the direction, and they will start to nibble on it. And it seems like they are very distracted with it right now. As a few more come in, you throw a little bit more food to them too. They choose to just stop and eat. And after a moment, after they've filled themselves up on the various meat and food that you've thrown out to them, and gotten rid of a good bit of your supplies head back to Middenheim with, they decide that they are satisfied with what they have and start to wander away.
Okay. Well, at least we weren't torn apart by wolves.
Not yet.
We need to get back to Middenheim as soon as we can. Just as rules for natural healing, in my current state, I will not heal until a week has passed. And only then, one.
Yep.
Would you guys like to make another concealment check to try to hide for the next hour before it gets dark?
Sure.
Ooh.
Hey, some success. Alright. So it looks like for now, with a little bit of Kadesi's guidance, you shuffle some extra brush around, try to conceal your position from the outside, and it looks like you're going to end up unmolested for the time being. You do have a small fire going, and most of its light is obscured. And of course, there is some smokeless wood to work with. So your position is not entirely given away as you try to hide in the forest and rest up for the night. Let's see. What are our healing rules? Let's check
None
them
for
out.
me.
I think I put them up here. No, that must be on a different page.
It's page 133. Lightly wounds is more than 3 wounds remaining, but fewer than the character's wounds characteristic. Without medical attention, the character recovers 1 wound per day. Otherwise, heavily wounded, 3 wounds or fewer. Without medical attention, the character recovers 1 wound per week through natural healing.
Indeed. So it would appear that Gustav is in fact still unconscious, as he has not recovered at all. It might
I
take
should have
the
become a
entire...
priest of Shalia instead.
Everybody likes a Shellian girlfriend.
Yeah.
I suppose I'll try feeding him some water.
Alright, you try to keep him hydrated so that he doesn't die while he's dying.
Yeah.
And I think... Yes, you're still heavily injured too. I think Adesi's the only one who didn't go down below 3 then, isn't she?
Yeah, I think I have 11 out of 12 wounds or something.
Oh, in which case I think the way you were counting, you are 1 wound away from having no wounds.
Yeah.
So you were counting upwards. So you are in much the same situation as everyone else. You will need to rest a whole week or get medical attention, of which there's frighteningly little out here in the middle of the woods. But rest you do, and as dawn breaks, you rise, sore, at least not bleeding quite so much as before. And, well, what are you going to do with your new day?
I say we should head back to Middenheim as best as we can.
Oh, it's that or try to stay here again, which doesn't seem fun.
It's too dangerous. I mean, we'd have to stay here 3 weeks for me to actually get back up to a point where I could heal once a day. And we'd run out of food by that point.
Indeed, and you did in fact just use a sizable amount of your food just trying to avoid wolves.
Right. I mean, we can forage, but it's going to take us off the, you know. I think our best bet is try to get back to Middenheim.
By Mary's estimate, there are 2 days worth of food, and it is a 5-day journey.
Okay. Well, let's move forward. When it gets close to the night, we can do outdoor survival to find food.
Alright, so you are going to go scavenging for food and try to at least pack up a little bit. So,
Right.
let's go ahead and roll some outdoor survival. You are staying here in this area looking for food, right?
Well, I assume it was after we traveled for the day.
Ah, so you are already trying to travel out. You will
Mhm.
need to escape 15, 3. I'm going to go ahead and make 3 rolls, and I would like you to make 3 concealment rolls.
We're dead. Oh my god. Oh. Oh.
3
Keep on-
each, right?
Right.
3 concealment rolls each, right?
Yes. These are all
Got
separate
one of-
chances to notice terrifying things that you need to hide from.
I got one.
No, I got success on the second try, so I'll stop.
Well, no, I think
Okay.
these might be for separate things, aren't they?
No, what it comes down to is that out of 3 events, 2 of them they have successfully concealed from.
No, okay, yeah.
Because at
One
least
got on
one
the
person
second,
has
the other
managed
one
to
got on
tell
the
it.
third.
Alright. To scroll back to my table.
Yeah, because Kadesi succeeded on the second one, and Alexa succeeds on the third one, and they both fail on the first one.
Alright. I'm gonna have you guys roll perception.
Finally.
Alexa, again, you can't help but notice the swarm of traps in front of you. It appears that whoever's out here is literally trying to murder every creature in the forest. Kadesi, you are not quite so aware of their presence until your foot is about to step into one, so I'd like you to roll agility. Come on, agility. See if you step into a trap. And you manage to successfully put your foot through the bear trap in such a way that you avoid the center panel entirely, just barely keeping your leg from getting cut off at this point.
I found
It's not-
something.
At the very least, you do see the variety of traps, and the method seems to be exactly the same as before. So as you skirt a path through them, you manage to, for the rest of the day, evade any further trouble. I'm going to go ahead and drag this all the way back up to the old world. As you do have at least a few days of journey. You said that once you manage to escape, you will try to forage for food on your way, right?
Yeah.
So let's go ahead and do some outdoor survival for day 3 of the journey.
Since I'm not trained in outdoor survival, should I roll?
Yes, you can roll if it's a basic skill. It
Mhm.
should be on your sheet. It's just going to be half of what the base stat is.
It's the advanced skills that you can't roll on if you're not trained.
Yeah, I know. We all want to roll hypnotism and
Well,
ventriloquism.
apparently, outdoor survival comes naturally to me.
Hypnotism is not that great of a skill, by the way. Don't
I
go
know.
for it.
But it's cool.
No, it's not.
It was one of my options on one of mine. I think it was entertainer or something like that, and I was like, "Oh, hypnotism! That sounds amazing. I can do so many." Read the thing, not great. You can't do anything with it.
No, it's. I don't know why it's here. You don't have any climb skill, for example.
Climb skill.
That is scale smooth.
Sheer
Scale
surface.
surface, I think. Sheer
Ah.
Yeah,
surface.
it's a basic skill.
Which is a weird way to put it, but that is exactly what
That's
it's
the
supposed
old
to
school
be.
D&D way to put it. That's what
Yeah.
a rogue skill would have been.
I'm just checking up on Outdoor Survival real quick just to see if it has a specification of how much food you guys should get.
I mean, oddly, they both succeeded.
H-I-J-K-L.
They feed themselves. Gustav starves for the day.
Yeah. Okay, it just says you succeed, so nothing weird going on here. You both managed to find enough food for today. Go ahead and do it for day 4 as well. Right now, I'm angling for you need to succeed at least 3 checks out of the 6 that you guys have collectively. And there we go. By the 4th day of travel, you have enough food to survive the 5th and final day of travel and arrive back at Middenheim.
Hey, I found my home on the map.
Oh, thank God. Thank Daz.
And as you stumble into town, you can't help but notice just how terribly grimy and bloody and tired and hungry you are.
Well, I guess the real question is to see if we should go to the Temple of Shelia or see the wizards first. But since Gustav is unconscious and we're in desperate need of medical attention, I say we go to the Shelia.
Alright, so I'm going to put a hold on that just so I can get a chance to introduce our 2 new characters. Let's go ahead and start with Morden Stormbones, I think, right?
Stone Bones.
Stonebones, there you go. You are, of course, at this point, entering the city. Dawn is breaking, brand new day, and brand new place. What is it that you are here in this city for?
New opportunities and perhaps a new line of work.
Hey, there you go. And anything you want to describe about yourself for everyone to know and be aware of, like appearance and all that.
He is a ruddy-faced dwarf of 4 foot 7 inches and 105 pounds. I think that would make him rather stocky. He looks to be about 20 years old, with pale skin, ash blonde hair and beard, and this is what I rolled, guys, purple eyes.
Ooh, fancy.
He's not wearing armor, just regular worn clothing. And let's see what he's carrying here. He has a warhammer in a frog at his hip, a bolas hanging from the opposite side, along with a whip.
Very, very cool. And what about our other friend, who is also, mysteriously, and of course suspiciously, and same with the dwarf, arriving at the exact same time as the party? Ah, what a coincidence.
Why is that suspicious?
It's suspicious because I say it is because I want to make it more dramatic, so it isn't because I'm making it up.
Alright.
So who do we have here? Who is arriving at the gates of Middenheim?
I am Berthold Hartmann. I am a noble from Derbers. I stand 5'10". I weigh 190 pounds. I have copper eyes, white skin, and reddish hair, tinting more towards the auburn. I am regally dressed, though not regally because that's technically a thing. I am nobly dressed in purples and reds.
There we go. A pretty rich boy, everyone.
Another
Yay.
bloody dandy.
All right. And what are you here in this city for?
Well, I
Have
am
some
on my
fun.
way to seek the bailiff.
There you go. So I'm going to go ahead and move you over there for now. And I'm going to move you here into the Great Park, because that's where everyone ends up. And let's go ahead and handle it in order. Let's go ahead and start with start with Alexa. Alexa, you are of course heading to the Temple of Shalia, and you are
Yes.
looking for some mercy. It is,
Yes.
of course, as crowded as always, and in fact, it might even be more crowded than usual. Go ahead and roll me a gossip check.
Okay. Because I'm failing everything now.
Indeed. You managed to fail to get any attention to yourself, as there are a great number of refugees not merely here for healing, but also here begging for food. We just can't stay here and starve, please. I've been waiting for 2 days. The whole city's running out of food. Please, you have to help us. There is, of course, quite the line for attention. You can, of course, try to draw more attention to yourself and your plight if you would like.
Yes.
Mary, meanwhile, is dumping Gustav out of the cart and going, I have to go ahead and take this back.
Oh. You can't just leave us here. Okay.
Well, I
fine.
mean, he'll get some attention eventually, right?
How would we go about standing out saying this man needs medical attention because he hasn't woken up after 2 days?
And
It
also,
would,
he made
after a week
countless,
almost now.
Yeah.
he made countless contribution to Shalia's temple.
Shouldn't we have taken him to the wizard's tower and let his wizard's buddy help him out?
That was the debate. Nobody said anything, so I
If
came
you want to
here.
try
I
drawing it to
can't say anything.
Gustav in the Temple of Shalia, you could in fact try to make a charm roll. And because it is Gustav, you can do it at a plus 20.
Okay.
Turns out sometimes they remember their generous donors.
Okay, well. If we're not getting any help here, then yes, we'll drag him to the wizard's tower.
Did you use a plus 20?
Yeah.
Oh, it wouldn't matter. Yeah, sorry.
I'm just trying to keep track of the rolls here. Oof. Alright, so Kadesi, assuming that you're here with them, you managed to get about the same position on the situation, and working with Alexa here, neither of you can quite raise your voice over the constant scramble for attention. People are not even quite aware that you have a body underneath you sometimes, and occasionally come by and almost step on Gustav.
Then we need to get to the wizard's tower. So I guess I'll just slowly drag him like 2 shoulders, and then just walk him over.
Alright, you put him over your shoulder, and you drag Gustav to the wizard tower, and as of course you come to the front door, you enter in, the secretary at the front will look at you, dragging a body into the guild, and just sort of gasp a little bit. What's the meaning of this?
This is Gustav. He was sent out on a mission by somebody. I don't know. We need help. I don't know if he's going to die.
You should get him to the Temple of Shalia for sure, then.
We were just there. We can't get help. I don't know where else to go.
Well, can you afford a physician?
Alexa.
Do we look like we can afford a physician?
Alexa will just sort of go.
She will sort of like cough and sit up straight at that question. Well, if I'm being honest,
Well, I was
perhaps
gonna
you
say
try
that
Petra.
I would put a gold crown on the desk and say, "Whatever you can give us, help us for crying out loud."
Gustav, your hair has turned stark white, hasn't it?
Yep.
Alright, she'll take a look at Gustav and go, give me a minute. I'll go speak with someone. Stay here. And she will, of course, take up the money, pocket it, and walk away. And some 10 minutes later, a very short wizard in blue robes, white, erratic hair, will come storming out. And to your impression, he looks almost like a halfling. It's simply how short and stout he is. And as he rushes over, he sees Gustav and goes, "Oh my gosh! What happened to him? Ulrich's name."
Orcs.
Oh no, they did this to him? Damn
Yeah,
it.
to all of us. We need help, please.
Guess his good luck had to run out eventually. I will get him to a physician. You please leave him in my care.
Okay, I guess I don't know where else to go apart from back to the forge then.
Alright. So you will head back to the forge, leaving Gustav in Eisen's care. And Kadesi, what about you?
Well, I'd like to get my bow because I'm good with those things.
Alright, so after coming back home, looking for healing, and dropping off the body, you go shopping. So you're looking for a bow, and you are in a big city where lots of people sell things. So go ahead and roll some gossip and give me a +10.
Can I just run after oh, forget her names, Alexa,
Alexa?
and yeah, and ask her where the bow people
And ask what?
where I can find a good bow. Because you obviously know the city better than I do.
She'll sort of think like, "What are you talking about?" Oh, yeah, you could go here and you could go here, because there was a couple dwarven artisans who dealt with crossbows and bows.
Cool, thanks.
But,
Hey, there you go. And you did in fact talk to those artisans before you left, didn't you? So
Yep.
you know exactly who they are. Alright. So you can go out and you could go and try to purchase your bow if you want. From craftsmen, no less.
Cool.
If you don't want to go ahead and barter, you could buy it for the price out of the book because you have specifically found it. The only question is, do you have enough money?
No clue.
How much money do you have?
I'm looking.
It's gonna be on your inventory page. It's up at the top, all the numbers.
I have 7 gold crowns.
You know what? A short bow costs 7 gold crowns.
Wow.
Well, the problem here is also all the other bows have weapon groups associated with them, so you might not even be able to use them. I don't know what you have.
you can use a bow.
No,
I have
I'm saying a short bow is the only one that doesn't. The longbow is a longbow weapons group, so if she's not trained, she can't use it that well.
Yeah, I
It's a
can use
regular
longbow
bow.
without a penalty.
Well, unfortunately, a longbow is 15 gold crowns. But a short bow is exactly all of your money. So, short bow, no arrows.
Hmm.
God, if only we knew a thief.
Huh. Yeah, that's what I was wondering. I use sleight of hand for that.
In the midst of negotiating, where you have his full attention and he's showing you his stuff, you will attempt to steal a large object from him.
To be
Grab,
fair,
run.
she never
and
said she was
run.
negotiating. She, in fact, said she was not negotiating.
Yes, of course. Yes, swiping it and running is a thing you can do without a check necessary. However, of course, you do know it draws attention. you want to try doing some sleight of hand, I'm going to say that that'll come to a -20 penalty. If you want to not be noticed doing it.
I will try not to be noticed. I mean, come on.
Well, there is, of course, substantial chance of failure. As I said, -20.
Well, I'm not bargaining with the guy. I'm just walking around the shop where presumably other people.
Eh,
It isn't quite like a storefront. It's more like a personal office.
Oh, dagnabbit.
Hey, it's a big city.
At least-
20,000 plus people. What are the odds he's ever going to find you again?
So -20 in the modifier.
Yes, to try to be completely unnoticed.
So close.
Alright. As you go ahead and try to swipe it and put it to your side so that you can't be noticed, he turns around and sees it and goes, "Ah, yes, you found one of the newer models there. Yes. You see, I've worked quite extensively on it." And he begins to rattle off quite a variety of things to you, and then reaches forward in your hand so that he can show it off to you.
Well, I should have used concealment. Or no, I guess.
Concealment would be hiding yourself. Sleight of hand here is more appropriate for sure.
Yeah, I probably would. Good grief, bows are expensive.
They are.
Yup, everything's expensive.
That's why Lash haggled and cheated everybody out of all of their stuff.
Yeah, it doesn't.
And it worked for
Okay.
him. He even managed to avoid all the people looking for his death by dying.
Ha! Showed those sons of bitches.
Haha, kill steal.
Never get your money back for all of that armor and weapons that you sold me on the cheap.
If I was potentially, and this probably won't work because the rolls hate me, charm him, can then haggle him and have lower haggling?
filthy knife ears.
Alright, so you're going to try hitting on him or something in order to get a lower price.
Yeah.
Alright, so let's go ahead and roll some charm and see if you can work some magic on him.
Apparently he ate elves.
Most people
as
do,
you
actually.
as you try to make some moves and reach out a hand to like stroke at his thigh or something, he will kind of like gruffly cough and go and point to the ring on his finger. And then simply say no more. So, well, if we're done here, well, it's going to be 5 gold crowns. That's the guild price for it. And that's what we're going to go with today, if you're still interested in buying, that is.
5 gold crowns.
I believe... Oh, no, 7 was the price, wasn't it? Yeah. I'm sorry, I'm trying to remember the numbers.
I was attempting to make off with a longbow, so
Well, that is 15 gold crowns.
yeah, that's what I thought.
The short bow you can afford. The long bow.
Does the bow come with arrows?
Tell you what, if you buy it now, I'll go ahead and throw in 5 of my finest arrows.
Make it 15.
Whoa, ho, ho. Go ahead and give me a haggle on that. How much do arrows cost?
Talking
This
is
is
not
not
one of your
today.
skills.
Yeah.
No.
Arrows are 1 silver for 5. Do you have any silver? Or are you all?
I'm just all 7 gold crowns.
Alright.
Alright. He sort of like puffs up his chest and goes, "Sorry, I'm already being awfully generous here. This is a deal that's not gonna last. As soon as you walk out that door, never gonna get it again. Well, come on, what do you say?"
No, fine. I need a bow.
All right. So if you go ahead and hand over the cash, you can go ahead and get your short bow and 5 whole arrows.
Yay, I'm broke.
Woo! And now you can turn around and kill him with it.
You get your money back.
Yeah.
It's the Grand Theft Auto method.
Yeah, you make a transaction with kinetic energy.
I don't suppose I can try to swipe a few more arrows on my way out. Since he's counting his money now and all.
Well, he's counting the money in front of you, and it is just 7 coins. It's not very distracting.
Dang it. I'm trying.
Very nice. Alright, so we'll go ahead and change up our shenanigans just to make sure that Gustav is conscious at this point. As
Yeah.
Gustav, you will wake up in the infirmary of the guild. You are being tended to by a surgeon, and you have managed to gain consciousness and realize that you were in a startlingly large amount of pain.
What happened? Where are the
Try
orcs?
not to move, you hear a sweet voice say.
Where are
And of
the
course, the
orcs?
first face that you see is, of course, Eisen's beard.
Master. Oh
You look
no, what happened?
awful. You were dragged in. What happened?
There was orcs, lots of them, and chaos band and a troll, and oh fuck. I
Chaos?
we had a plan.
In trolls? I didn't see any of that.
There were, and I think a dragon was in fucking mine. Oh no.
And had to drag it, and he just sort of like
And-
reaches up to his head and starts pulling his hair in different directions.
And the guy are my companions okay? Like, are they okay?
Well,
Well,
two of your friends dragged you in here. Two women.
To women.
Which, well, in other circumstances, I might congratulate you for that, but, ooh, you need some rest.
Wait,
Yeah.
wait. The mercenary company you recommend me to? They made me hire the Skaven. Disguised as a human.
They did?
Yes, they did.
No, let's.
They did, I swear to you.
How?
It looked like he had mechanical parts. It looked like an engineer. And then his troll buffed on him and it
What
was
on earth are
scary.
they doing on the surface working for a mercenary company? Doesn't add up.
I have no idea. But he tried to...
Well, perhaps after you've rested up,
Prudence.
you should confront them a little bit.
What? I'm gonna confront them with a guard. I heard it's Kevin.
Did you bring back the body to show them?
No, but
Oh, right. You stumbled in unconscious. Completely forgot already.
what?
By the way, go ahead and roll a 1d10 for your physician healing here.
Oh.
Actually, did they use
Or-
a politis on him?
Yes, that is part of the
Alright.
procedure happening.
Because otherwise it would just be 1.
They are so cheap, I see no reason why, if you've paid for a physician, they wouldn't try to use one. Or at least add it into the cost.
I don't
I mean, I
know.
can pay it.
In cheaper circumstances, it might matter a whole lot, or like being out in the woods.
I guess
In this
maybe
case,
if
you are in the
you're-
middle of a city.
I guess if you're doing the healing check yourself.
Alright, so that is 4 points recovered for now.
Oh, that's
Your guts
nice.
are not going to spill out, however, you definitely don't feel like sitting up.
I'm sorry, I failed. Oh fuck, the miner are probably dead now.
Well, more importantly, you listened, I would hope, to my most important instruction of all. Don't die. I'm not going to pretend that I'm not upset about all this.
Sorry.
There's not at you though. That silver mine was very important.
they're
I don't
just
think we're going to be able to
there were more
have
than
enough to forge any of our specific components this time.
there are more than 30 orcs there. It's we need a small band of warrior. We were just not, and there's troll in the area, but just not too many. And I think someone used the troll because to
Who
block the mine. I don't know, but there's sniper position near it. There's orcs
snipers?
in it. Yes,
What is all this madness?
I don't know, but I think
In
someone
Middenheim.
purposely. I think someone purposely blocked the mine. It's not a coincidence. But unless we had a small army, we couldn't do anything. We tried. But
Well, perhaps engaging them might have not been the right idea. It sounds like you were outnumbered for sure.
yes, but the miner was still alive, and they were miners were still alive, and they were going to use them for food. So
Hmm.
we had to do something, but guess it's too late now.
I don't know, if I and my friends were there, we probably would have attempted the same. Just we've had to deal with these kinds of things before, and I thought, well, given the luck that I've seen in your stars, I thought you could handle it. I guess you're lucky to be alive.
I hope everyone's okay.
Well, once you're okay, you can go check on them.
All right.
Rest up for now, and, well, I'll start
Could
making a
you?
list of things to investigate.
Oh, wait. I think I have the lens with me, but didn't take it.
Oh, ooh, that is actually comforting to know. You will go ahead and take back the lens for now. Maybe I could use this and figure out something. There's more at play.
Oh, also there was something ancient and magical in the mine. I don't know what it was, but there's something else to this mine.
I
Just
would
not
hope we'd
yet.
get the chance to find out.
But I really we can go at 6, 7 people. It's not going to work.
Alright. So at this point, let's go and switch over to let's go ahead and start with the dwarf.
All right, here I am.
Alright. So where do you plan to go and what do you plan to do? You're looking for new jobs and opportunities in a city where go ahead and make a gossip check.
All right. Holy shit.
Oh wow. By talking around and looking for jobs and information, just kind of getting a feel for the city, you feel that the city is currently in a little bit of a crisis. You see, at the Great Park, there are a few thousand refugees, which is a few thousand more people than the city currently needs. Food is running shorter and shorter, not to mention from the refugees, but also for the fact that there is still a bit of a conflict happening in the area. Chaos literally everywhere. And that had sieged the city shortly, or a few months ago. Not
Sounds
only
like
this, but the influx of refugees, all looking for food, also means that they are all looking for money to purchase this food. And a large number of them have taken up the numerous odd jobs in the city, and there are very few left to actually get.
out
It
of
will be
character.
slim pickings.
Out of character. I'm looking to become a rat catcher for my first career change. So I guess we'll go buy a quarterstaff for the pole to put the 10 rats on.
Mm-hmm.
and then see if anybody in the city has a rat problem that they can get rid of. And in a very overcrowded area, there's bound to be plenty of vermin.
Oh, most certainly. And for that, if you want to go ahead and look and see if you can find anyone who is in need of rat catchers, you can go ahead and roll a gossip at plus 20. Because that
Excellent.
is one of the few professions that is actually very well needed.
I succeeded on 12 and I failed on 32.
All right. Unfortunately, there are very few positions open, at least as far as you have gone and talked today. As you search around, you do hear that there are sewer jacks who go down into the depths and clear out junk. And sometimes it's helpful to have a rat catcher down there to clear out the sewers themselves. However, it is the dirtiest, hardest, and often frequently deadliest work.
Well, that doesn't sound like there'd be a lot of people clamoring for that job, so he'll, bite the bullet. Being a jailer sucks, because you got to listen to people saying, I'm innocent all day long,
Mm-hmm.
so he'll go buy his pole somewhere. They were selling staffs and head to where would the utilities services be where he would go and speak to become an attaché to the sewer jacks.
From what you understand around the city, there are a variety of commission offices. However, those commission offices have all been damaged during the siege, and they are currently all in the Palace district, in the Midden plots, the main palace of the city.
All right,
They're currently
that's
residing in
where
their
I'll
offices
go.
there, and if you go there, you could in fact try to get a job.
All right, and on the way, of course, I'm gonna buy that pole. I've got the money for it. So do you want me to just take the
Yes. Go ahead and roll
silver?
a go ahead and roll gossip, see if you can find it. And this is just a poll, so go ahead and add plus 30.
Well, all right.
Alright, so you do in fact find it, and if you want to go ahead and buy it, you can buy it at book price. That's the guild price. Guild approved. Even has the stamp.
Excellent. I think the price was 3 silver, so I'll just subtract that from the sheet.
There you go.
Oh, and out of curiosity, is there anybody with a small but vicious dog looking to get rid of it? Or I'll have to go and probably do another separate search for that. But let's go ahead and get the job first.
Okay, so you will head over to the Midden plots. And we will go ahead and swap to another person who is arriving there to speak. And that would be our Berthold Hartmann.
Berthold.
Yes.
Yes, I'm Berthold Hartmann of the Delbreeze Hartmans.
Yes, I can see your family crest right there on your badge. Truly, you are of noble lineage, and you are allowed in to have audience. Or what is your business here today, anyway?
I request some aid, and I have some knowledge that the bailiff would appreciate, I'm sure.
Oh, yes, of course, of course.